And we are live. Episode 4. Cloudy and Rowdy. As I blow out a fucking blunt hit. I'll tell you what, it's been good going to Garden Secrets lately. I ran into the chick from GMC there. And so I know now they got the fucking GMC level weed up in that bitch. So what I'm smoking on right now is some Alien OG. And this shit'll have you seeing Martians. Shit is sticky, icky. Had that Tahoe the last time. That shit was really good. Almost got Tahoe twice. It was my birthday yesterday. Thanks for all the birthday love I got on all the social media. Facebook the most. Twitter, Instagram, everything. You know what I'm saying? All the hearts and the love on Perismoke for the Friday birthday show and shit. It's awesome. It's awesome seeing you motherfuckers come through like that. You know, for old Tommy Easter. Wow. Motherfuckers are all up in arms about the Charlottesville shit, you know, and I don't have no opinions on that shit, man, because, you know, I don't even, for one, I don't know. I think that it's about some statue or some shit.
Yeah. They were wanting to remove it. Like
wanting to remove a statue. Which in my, like, all right, not defending myself because motherfuckers who know me know I'm not racist and I won't say it. I don't say that shit over and over because I feel it's stupid and cliche to have to keep defending myself. But I will say this, that black people attacking things like flags and statues and shit like that ain't helping your motherfucking ass out every day, homeboy. Y'all ain't gonna, when they take that statue down, you ain't gonna wake up the next day and the cop ain't gonna look and say, oh, well, I'm not gonna pull him over today. Hell, that statue's gone. You know what I'm saying? Or they took that flag down, so we're not gonna pull them over anymore. Get fucking real. Attack the shit that matters, man. That shit like that doesn't even matter. I barely give a fuck about a statue in a city, hardly, you know? I mean, especially if it's just a statue of another human, like the thing with the big bull, you know, statues of horses and lions. I like shit like that. Some fucking dude, I don't give a fuck, unless it's Michael Jordan or some sports figure, you know? I could care less. I could care less if that statue stays or goes, because what'd that dude do? Nothing, probably, you know? So fuck him. Anyway, you know? People talk about it's part of history. It ain't like Mayans built it or something, you know what I'm saying? Another fucking redneck
racist
fucker built the shit. You know what I'm saying?
They're about to do the same in Kentucky.
Like it's not a Native American fucking thing that he built, like a totem poke. It's not a fucking totem poke. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking statue made out of concrete.
Who cares?
Yeah.
So much more going on.
Fucking white people, man. Here you go. Shit just cracks me up, you know? And it just to see both people, both sides so mad about it is just like, why do you care so much?
Man, I'm so out of the loop with like the terminology. Like
people ask me
lefts and
shit on purpose because of the way I look and the way I sound. Black people will come up to me and ask me about that Charlottesville shit. And I'm like,
oh, you're supposed to know.
And I'm like, what's it matter what I think or what my opinion is? Why are you even asking me that? Are you trying to learn right now? Or are you just trying to argue with somebody? You see what I'm saying? It's like they want to act like they ain't out there poking the fire and shit too, you know? Which I ain't saying that shit was right at all. That shit was some bullshit. Stupid motherfuckers go and get torches. Whose dumbass idea was that? How is that supposed to seem nonviolent? Flames on the end of sticks.
Well, keep the mosquitoes away.
Right? Yeah, get the fuck out of here, man. These people, man, are out of control. Out of control, man. But hey, it's the reason I say shit like I don't care and shit like that. It ain't that I don't care about black people or Mexicans or Asians or anything like that, man. It's that I don't let it affect me. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why I don't give a fuck. Hello? I mean, shit, that shit's in Charlottesville. I'm in California, man, you know?
Right. Out of
The
sight,
black
out of
people
mind.
I hang out with and fuck with, we cool. You know what I'm saying? Until it starts affecting that, then it affects me. But I don't know, man. I mean, it just seems like you can't ever say the right thing about these situations. That's why I don't like talking about them. You know? That's another thing. It's like, motherfuckers take me wrong. They think I don't want to talk about the shit. Jermaine Parra walked up in the house. You can get Jermaine Parra, by the way, has a podcast on iTunes called The Scorched Earth Podcast. Come on in. Come on, sit down, brother. Pick up a mic. And you can catch him there.
Right there.
I was just...
No,
just
we're
talk.
just chatting.
I was just talking about,
monitoring.
Jermaine, how...
What up, everybody?
What was I just saying? I think people...
Charlottesville.
Yeah. I was getting at something, though. Fuck. Marijuana, people.
You can just pause it and then you can just pause it and then edit that part out. You know.
Nah, I don't care. It's all good. They know.
What about
that.
Charlottesville? Is everybody
Listen,
still pissed off about that bullshit?
They know the imperfections.
Okay, let me tell you something. How many people got together in Charlottesville? How many races got over there? About 100, 150 people? Do you know?
I don't know.
About 150 to 200 people, white racist people got together. One person died. 4 Muslims get together over in Barcelona and kill 18 people. And we're fucking still talking about fucking Nazis? Get the fuck out of here, dude. The fuck out of here. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Nobody wants to look at what the reality is. If you want to bitch and whine about a bunch of Nazis getting together who are completely insignificant to what they do, what do they want to do? They just want the statues to be left alone, right? When we really think about it, that's all they want. They want to keep their fucking statues. Let them keep their fucking statues.
But what I said was, who gives a fuck about a statue, though? Well, it ain't like Mayans built it. They keep talking about its history. A fucking another redneck built it. No one else.
But the other thing that
Michelangelo built that motherfucker. All right, you know what I'm talking about, or a Native American.
But what's your argument? Your argument is take the statue down, or be oblivious. Who gives a shit?
I don't care either way, because what I started out this podcast with was saying that I feel like black people going after things like flags and statues ain't helping their overall fight.
I don't think black people are going. I don't think black people give a shit about those statues. The majority of the people who are bitching about those statues are white, left of center people.
Right.
They're all a bunch of white leftists who feel bad about being white, which it ain't their fault. If you're white out there, by the way, let me tell you something. It's not your fault, motherfucker. All right, unless you have slaves. It ain't your goddamn fault. And I'm sick and tired of that shit, man.
I don't have any white guilt. Jermaine, by the way, has the name Jermaine, and he's a Mexican, and he sounds white as fuck. So y'all are probably confused as fuck right now.
I do not sound white. I am Mexican. I have a black wife, so I can say whatever the fuck I want.
And
because I'm raising a black baby.
So if you was on the phone with him, he could really talk some shit and have you really fucked up. But yeah, damn, I had a point earlier, and then I seen you walk in. I don't know, maybe it'll come back. It's about that shit, man. It's just about how, like, fuck. I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck you were talking about. I was out there signing papers, had the insurance lady come down, because once you have a baby, you start thinking about shit. What's going to happen because I'm one of the worst drivers that I know, all right? Because I'm always on my phone, and I'm bound to get killed driving home. And I need to make sure that I'm insured to make sure my baby is covered. I don't want him, if I leave, he's half black, so it's in the cards that his father's going to leave at some point.
50-50.
He's got a 50, but his dad's Mexican, so he's got a better chance. Let's be honest here.
His dad will work harder to build the relationship back up.
So anyway, if I die for any reason, I want to make sure that my family is set up. So by the way, if you don't have life insurance, dude, I fucking recommend it if you got kids. That's the only reason.
Test you for it?
They do, but I don't do drugs. So
where are you from?
No, they don't actually. No, they don't. If you smoke weed, you're fine.
Where are you from? Cali?
I'm born in Torrance, man, California. Yeah,
Torrance? I've been to Torrance. I did the Chili's down there.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I grew up here, but I have lived in Mexico. I lived in Mexico for 5 years. I lived in the shithole.
Really?
Fucking Mexico. A town called San Luis, right on the border of San Luis, Arizona.
Damn.
If you've ever been there. And it's like TJ, man. And so I know what it is to live in a third world country. How do you do that shit with the fucking... There's no cameras. He's making smoke rings, guys, and it's distracting, honestly. But anyway, I know what it's like to grow up in a third world country and see real poverty. So when I come here and I see, well, the guys across the street, those homeless dudes across the street, that's fucking what you see in Mexico on a regular basis.
Right.
Except nobody's handing them money. Nobody's giving them
No
shit.
one's giving them large pizzas.
And these
worth
people here are
$80.
fucking choosing to live this way, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Because you live in America, and if you want to be poor, that's your business. I don't. I have no growing up and seeing what Mexicans have gone through to have a decent life in this country. Illegal aliens or not, if those guys can come here and do it, then everybody else got no fucking excuse, man.
Dude,
you got no fucking excuse. So
I know third world shit too. Listen, Tijuana. When we were doing a Chili's in San Diego, I used to work with this kid.
Oh, this when you were doing tile, right?
Yeah, when I was doing the tile for Chili's. And I used to work with this kid named Murray.
I thought you were doing
and this
comedy at the
motherfucker,
Chili's.
man.
Yeah, I think you had to clarify
No, we
that,
were doing
yeah.
tile,
Okay.
and we had to do it in the kitchen, so we did it at night and shit like that.
Yeah.
So we had the days to ourselves. So one day we wake up. Murray tells me that we gonna go to Tijuana, bro, and hang out, man. It's fucking fun. It's cool, right? And I'm such a gullible motherfucker in a lot of ways. I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't think about Murray being addicted to Xanax and shit, right? So come to find out, the real reason this little motherfucker wants to go is because he finds out you can get Xanny bars, for like 50 cents a bar, something crazy, or 25 cents a bar. It's some amazingly low price down there, right?
It's a good deal.
So he's already ready to go buy like 500 of these motherfuckers or something crazy. All right, and Chris had this kid, Chris Kearns, who would work with us a lot, right? He had already like went down there, and we were meeting him down there. And he was with somebody else. Willie Mack! Oh, shit. We're going to have Willie Mack on the motherfucking podcast, too, boy.
Hell
but
yeah.
You got a seat. We got a mic. Motherfucking, so he was already there at the bar. When me and Murray walk into the bar in Tijuana, right? Chris walking up the steps with this little young, pretty-ass Mexican girl, right? I was immediately jealous. Like, fuck, man. He kind of looked back, smiled, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn it, man, because wasn't another one of her in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So about 10 minutes later, Murray phone ring. He says some shit. Some dude comes up to him. Murray handed him money, right? This happens twice more. And then his phone rings again, like about a third or fourth time his phone rings, and you see Murray's face get mad. And he's like, no, I'm not giving him any more money. Fuck that. Tell him to come back downstairs, right? Phone rang again. And it was Chris on the other line. Murray, man, please, man, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. They had that motherfucker tied up, and they told Murray, if you don't give us $600, you'll never see your friend again. And so, for people who don't know, there's only 2 ATMs in Tijuana, okay? There's one on one end of the fucking Tijuana, and there's one all the way down at the
How
other
long
end
ago
of
was
the
this? They
strip.
got more of them now.
Okay, well, this was fucking what, 2000 and something? You know, like this was 2002, 3, something
Yeah,
like
they're
that,
doing
right?
better with the
All right,
ATMs
so
on
fucking,
2017.
and we had these things called green dot cards that Walmart had invented or some shit, to where like they were preloads. You know what I'm saying? Like it had a Visa logo on it, but you could only take out $300 at a time on them or some shit. You had like a $300 limit on them or some weird shit, and it was the only way we could get paid. We were all outlaws and gangsters. We didn't have bank accounts back then. You know what I'm saying? So the only way I could get paid was with that green dot card. His mom would load our money onto our cards. The catch with it was you could only get like $300 cash out at a time. These motherfuckers wanted 6, so we had to go to that first ATM and get the 300. Right? When I tell you, dog, it was like a fucking movie. Going to that second ATM, I'm not exaggerating a bit. They were fucking running cars in front of us. Murray was swerving around them. Murray's a driving little motherfucker too. I give him that. Swerving around the cars, they were shooting. There was bullet holes down the back of the fucking van. They were shooting at it, rolling fucking little Mexican carts in the front. Murray smashed through one of them, sent shit flying like a movie.
Why were they trying to kill you?
They were trying to stop us. Cause fuck, if they stop us and get one more of us, then what? Now they got more money coming. You know? I guess I don't know. They were trying to get us. We make it to that ATM, dude. It was like a finish line or something. When we made it to that ATM, we were scared to get out of the van, but I'm looking around. I'm like, there's no one around, bro. Just get out, So of course Murray's like, fuck no, you do it, you know. So I have to get out, and I run over to the ATM. I get $300 more, and as soon as I got in the van, his phone rang. So they were watching us, they were telling us, and they were like, go down to the corner and put the money in the trash can. And so when we went down there and put the money in a trash can, a minivan comes flying by and the side door opened and they kicked Kearns out. That motherfucker had a burlap sack electric tape to his neck.
So the girl, she was a girl like she was a honeypot?
She had to be bait.
Yeah, she was a bait.
Yeah.
See,
he was never going to get to fuck that bitch.
You know what happened to you guys is what happens to black people when they go into areas around, like, you know how you felt? Because I've been to Mexico a bunch, and I never feel anything. I don't feel any fear because I just see other Mexicans. And I think they know I'm Mexican. So you guys must have been going through what black people go through when they're in, like, certain neighborhoods. I don't know. Would it be in the South? Is there anything scary like that in the South?
Are you kidding me? Dude, there's neighborhoods in Atlanta I can't go into.
With black people in them?
Fuck yeah. I'd have to have let's say Willie Max from that neighborhood. He would have to walk me into that neighborhood. I can't walk in that motherfucker by myself.
But what about the opposite, though? Are there neighborhoods where if you're white, I mean, it's a white neighborhood, black people can't go in that neighborhood? Is there shit like that?
Not where I'm from. I'm pretty sure there might be in South Georgia, maybe North Georgia. Not really, man. Not really. That's. I want to say no, but I'm probably wrong. There's probably spots in Georgia. There's probably some fucking white trailer park somewhere, right, where they still fling the N-word around and they'll chase them out of there or something. But, and when you go into the black hood, it ain't like they just like automatically on you. Sometimes they are. Sometimes you'll hear cracker within the first 10 steps. You know what I'm saying? And it just depends on what you look like and what they think you are. You know
this
what I'm
shit
saying?
to me is so foreign because I grew up in California. And even when, I've lived in Arizona, but I mean, as a Mexican, I've been mostly in Mexican neighborhoods. I've never had to grow up in a place where I was a tiny little minority with a bunch of races. It just didn't.
Yeah.
It just didn't.
So check this out. This is how it works. Like, in Georgia, when I would get locked up, right, and when you're in the county jails, the blacks and the whites share a TV, and the Mexicans have their own TV. That's how many there are. Like, they outnumber us
In jail.
Hell yeah, big time. Pretty much out in the streets too. Like, there's a lot of people. Every time I bring up Mexicans in Georgia, people go, "There's Mexicans in Georgia." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, that's what my brother told me. He's been there. He lived there.
Hell yeah, there's a lot of amigos out there, man.
What's up?
What's up, Willie Mack? We got Willie Mack on the podcast.
Hey,
Willie
Mack
Mack
is
in the
black
house.
for everybody.
Willie
For
Mack is
everyone's
black.
information.
Mack is black.
We got Willie Black, a black guy, and we got Mexican and 2 white dudes. So it's a good mix.
Yeah, this is how it's been my whole life. That's why I always defend Georgia, bro. I've said this maybe on a podcast. I know I've said it on my Periscope, but I have a picture in my phone of like my 5th grade class from like 1989 or 1990, and there's just as many black people, Mexicans. There's even this little Asian girl I was in love with my whole life, Michelle Vu.
Michelle Vu.
They're all in that picture, and just as many as white kids. Like, we're all, it's a nice little mix, you know. And it's been like that my whole life. That's why I'm so comfortable around black people, Mexican people, any fucking body. I'm always me, and I'm always gonna say what I want to say, you know. And I don't give a fuck. I never check myself. Fuck them.
This
Hello?
would be my minority class. In my graduating class,
Where
right
you
here, one
from?
Mexican, one black guy. Kentucky.
Oh shit.
It was like that in St. Louis.
Yeah.
I didn't see a Hispanic person until I moved to L.A.
Damn.
Really?
Nope. St. Louis
Damn.
is like that. And when I heard you all talking about, are there areas where black people can't go? There's a spot in Missouri called Hannibal, Missouri. And they still have no colors allowed on some of their buildings and like restaurants. I remember seeing that stuff when we was driving through it. It's right where Mark Twain was born and grew up. But yeah, there's
Damn. See, there. I want to say there's not shit like that in Georgia. Definitely not where I'm from, Gwinnett County.
But I think as a white guy, you
and-
wouldn't be aware of it. I think black people know where they're not supposed to go to, just like as a white
And
dude,
it'd
you
have
know
to be
where you're
real.
not supposed to go
It'd
to.
have to be deep South Georgia. But the thing about that is, you get too deep South Georgia, and then you start hitting Florida. And black people are all over Florida too. I mean, Duval, Jacksonville's right there, close to South Georgia.
I've been there. There's a lot of black people in
Yeah,
Jackson.
exactly. So it's like, I just don't think it's like that. I think it's more Mississippi, Kansas City, places like mid of the country, because, you know, and like I said, the only reason a white boy like me can't walk in certain neighborhoods in Atlanta is because of the history of white people. against black people, and they don't know if I'm a police. They don't know what the fuck I'm doing in there. If you ain't from that neighborhood, you ain't supposed to be there, period. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. It doesn't have nothing to do with me really being a white boy. You could be Willie Mack. If you ain't from that neighborhood, they be like, who is this motherfucker? I ain't seen him before. Go check him. Let's see what he got. They gonna be on you. It's just certain neighborhoods. If you ain't from that neighborhood, you don't need to be in there. Especially if you ain't the right complexion for the connection. Hello?
I like that.
Bang, 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 you know?
Very true.
Shit, I see homeless people in my neighborhood, and I know those motherfuckers don't belong there. I go, hey, you're not supposed to be here, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
That's one thing me and Doc Willis was talking about one night. He was like, them motherfuckers over there, they think they crazy, but they ain't in the hood. He was like, that's one thing about the hood. They don't put up with that shit right there.
They're on Sunset.
Listen, that's what he
West
said.
Hollywood.
They up here in West Hollywood with that bullshit around these snowflakes, around these people that'll give them a goddamn large pizza worth $60, right? Drop off 2-3 bags full of groceries and shit like that, right? That shit ain't happening in the hood. They get all loud and crazy like that in the middle of the night in the hood, and motherfuckers trying to sleep. It's really
You
bad.
don't even have, you don't have to be in the hood. I live in Pedro. When I was growing up in Pedro, there were 2 homeless dudes in the whole town, and I got a problem. Well, let me just be up front. I got a problem with homeless people, and now we got a shit ton of them that are just the problem with homeless people today is they're not the same homeless people from 30 years ago. Those people were down and out. Those people, whatever, were a little crazy. Mm-hmm. There are homeless people today that they've decided this is my lifestyle. You know, you're gay. You want to live a gay lifestyle. I'm homeless. This is my lifestyle. Yeah. I don't want to participate in getting a job or being a part of society. I don't give a fuck what you do with your life. But if you do it in my neighborhood, I got a problem. Because my neighborhood's supposed to be nice. You know, I don't want to fucking drive down the street and see a fucking tent. And it's not even like it's a homeless dude with a sleeping bag. It's a homeless dude with a tent and a king-size mattress in the fucking tent. I'm like, what kind of asshole gets a king-size? You just see the guy across the street, he's got a king-size in there.
Right.
No, the one right down from that bus stop. That big black guy, that big swole black motherfucker.
If you can get a king-size, get an apartment.
He's got this big-ass tent.
Couch.
He's got this big-ass blow-up fucking mattress in there. He puts this little fur thing over it. He's got a little fold-out seat. He sits in one corner. A fucking iPod. I was looking in there when he had his thing unzipped. I was like, God damn, motherfucker doing it better than me in the van and shit.
Lifestyle of the rich and homeless, huh?
Because in the van...
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, because he's sleeping better than me. Because in the van, I have to park on the side of the road, and the road's slant. I'm constantly sleeping at a fucking slant. I have to have shit propped under my bed to try to keep me level and shit. Yeah. This motherfucker is on an air mattress.
King size.
Level. Yeah. King size. Got fucking fur and shit. Fuck, man. That's what I'm saying. And they've got the nerve. They've made me move 3 times. I've had the cops called on my van 3 times. These people around here. But these fucking homeless trannies in tents can fight each other all night, throw needles at each other. They yell out shit.
You're saying that guy's not a woman over there?
They yell out shit.
Is that what you're saying?
They yell out shit.
I thought it was a woman.
They yell out shit like, you rape kids, you have kids in your tent. And you know why they say shit like that?
In your van, you mean?
No, in their tent. They yell that shit out to each other when they start fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? And the reason they say that shit is because in any other state around normal people would stop what they were doing and say, what y'all just say?
Yeah.
This motherfucker got y'all raping kids? What?
Right.
We need to police that. I just heard 2 homeless people talk about raping children. Could you please send somebody? That's what should happen. Instead, people just walk right by while they yell that shit out at each other. Like they didn't even yell that shit out.
Ignore it.
I stopped in my tracks when I heard that shit. That little crazy black bitch was yelling it at one of them bums one day. You rape kids. He was like, you rape kids, bitch. I was like, one of y'all rape kids. And it's not fucking cool.
No.
You know?
I got no love for those motherfuckers.
Me neither, bro.
I'll see one of them dudes at the 7-Eleven near
just
my
like
house.
You was quick to say, oh, in your van? That's how people think.
Yeah.
Because I live in a van.
No, because I thought
think
they were
it's some
saying that.
pervert
I
van
thought they
and
were
shit.
yelling at you. I thought they were yelling that shit at you.
Yeah, because I
didn't-
live in a van.
I
I know.
misunderstood the what you were talking about. Anyway, but I'll be up at 5 a.m. I'll be at the 7-Eleven at 5:30, and I'll have a homeless dude ask me for money. I'm like, motherfucker, you're up this early. You don't think you could be working right now? What do you think? I'm getting up this early to give you my money? Get the fuck out of my face, dude. One time there were 4 of them, at the 7-Eleven, I was like, what am I supposed to give money to all you motherfuckers? I ain't this guy. I don't have this kind of change. Get the fuck out of my face, dude. I don't walk around with that much change.
Yeah.
I have I'm blessed with like a very asshole face, so I don't get asked a lot by people. Nothing really. I can turn it on when I need to. I can.
Yeah, you do look.
You do have a good.
You came in
asshole
hot
face.
today.
Yeah,
Let me tell you that.
I can. Well, the reason I came in hot today is because I shouldn't have to deal with. I shouldn't have had to be put in that situation today. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, let me just tell you what
the
happened.
place don't open till 5. Tim's always fucking here because he ain't got fucking nowhere to go, and he, God forbid he ever admit it. He won't admit it, and it's like, just admit your situation, bro. I openly live in a van. Finn's openly on the streets. If you know what I'm saying, so don't act like you're not here every day, and then don't be letting people in and starting the fucking show when he knows for a fact I come in and start my podcast on Saturdays first. So it's like, the back room, the back door's wide open. There's no reason for it. So I should have never been. I should have never had to have came in and been an asshole today. Right now. That's my point. I should have just been
in his defense, I'm the one who said, "Hey, you mind if we go up?" He didn't suggest it. So all I'm saying is,
point is,
we were like, "He's not here. Do you mind if we just go up real quick?" Since we were trying to get.
Well, time? I was on my way.
I was going to text you.
Knows.
But anyway, I wasn't trying to start anything between you and Tim, and I don't think Tim had any bad intentions. He just thought, well,
he doesn't. He just fucking, it's just some days, man. He's always here. You just get sick of seeing certain people like always here. Listen, I purposely, I'm not here until 5. You don't think I would like to come here in the middle of the day and sit in the fucking air conditioner and enjoy it? Of course, but I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't pay Marty rent. So I don't have it in myself to be like, hey, how about I smoke a blunt with you? To hang out at your house? Fuck you, man. We're grown men. Go do something. So I sell tours all day with Kyle, or I go in that fucking gym and I work out. When I didn't sell the tours, I was in that gym like a beast, playing ball, working out, or sweating like a fucking dog in my van before I'll come here and mooch. Fuck that. So that's the shit.
How much you make on those tours, man?
Shit, I made a fresh 80 today, son. Bang.
Hey.
I like it, dog. It's cash money. I don't have to do shit. I didn't show up until 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Left at 3:45.
$80.
Yep.
What the fuck? I'm out there fucking slanging cabinets and hurting my back and shit.
I said fuck all that. I used to do the same thing, dog. 20-something-year-old T-Rex used to carry 3 boxes of tile, 2 bags of speed set. Fuck that. And towards the end, I was 1 bag fucking Charlie. Hello?
That fucking grout will fuck up your hands, man.
Man, years of that shit, bro. Dude, there used to be times when it was hard to pull bitches because I had black stains. We use black grout because it's kitchens. Yeah. It's restaurant, kitchen restaurants. You ever noticed in between that orange tile, it's that solid black line of grout. Mm-hmm. And, man, that shit just inks. It's like inking your fucking hands, bro. I'd have it wouldn't matter how much you scrub. I'd go through them scrub things, them brushes like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
No, women see hands like that.
They see shit like that.
What the
That's
fuck?
why I don't understand how Tim gets any pussy. That dude, that joke he had, that dude who did the roast battle, the crowd didn't know Tim well enough for it to hit, but I was rolling. He said, your hands are so dirty and black. I don't know if you're a coal miner or you fuck coal miners or something. I was like,
and nobody else laughed.
No
Shit,
one
that's
laughed,
funny. I haven't
they
seen
don't
his
know,
hands.
They don't know Tim, but they're always disgusting. Him and Pam have the most. Pam. He's got the most disgusting hands. Like, a group of us had to have an intervention with him. Like, we were like, Pam, when you gonna clean your fucking fingernails, bro? Like, it was gross.
Did y'all had to have an intervention with him?
I said you and Pam have the grossest hands.
Look like clean fingernails, Tom. Don't they? Clean fingernails. Thank you.
Oh, here. Here. You want to say that into the mic?
These are very clean fingernails.
See that? I gave him a chance to defend himself.
What do y'all think about men getting manicures? Y'all pro, con, fuck them?
I've never done it.
As a normal normal routine, I wouldn't.
Not routinely.
Yeah.
If I was like with a bad bitch and she mentioned it and that was some shit she wanted to go do, I'm not It takes a bad bitch to make me do shit like that.
Not
Yeah.
yeah, but not
Am I gonna
weekly.
wake up on a Sunday and be like, oh,
I'm actually picking at my
Yeah,
my one dirty fingernail because of what you guys are saying.
Did you just go get a manicure?
No, not today. I get them. I get them maybe like once a month, maybe every other month, something like that.
we got another mic? We
No.
can get Kyle in.
Come up here. You can share mine.
The spotted owl.
I'll get you. Here, give me a second. Let me.
We need to. I thought we had a 4 mic ability.
We got 4 going.
Damn.
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second, Kyle.
We're trying to just. Hey, I'm trying to Dash radio this shit.
Get the
You know what
get
I'm
the
saying?
whole crew up in here, man.
When I had that, listen. When I
Kyle?
had that show at Dash, this is what I did. I brought a whole pile of motherfuckers.
Kyle, is there a mic over there anywhere? An extra one? We got the 2 out here. We might need to grab one in the back.
Willie and I can share.
Yeah, we'll share.
Okay.
We got it.
Isn't that one right there?
That's it.
Share for the drugs.
Tim's just here for the drugs. Kyle's hair looks like it's on drugs.
I usually have it up, but today we're gonna
What
let
happened
it
to
fly.
Pallavi? She take off? She didn't want to get on the podcast.
I
Pilates?
didn't ask her.
Pallavi.
They went to
I didn't
Karma
have time
Lounge.
to ask her before Keela had already
No, they went to Karma Lounge.
got
Oh,
her
they
to
went to
go
Carla.
with her.
Oh, I saw them walking by. They were like, "Oh God, you're keeping us from our real boyfriends."
Hey, give the mic back to Willie.
Whoa. Been 30 seconds. I've already shunned myself out of here.
Jim Beam.
Now the
with
reason I
dagger.
asked is because she rode with me over here. She asked me for a ride, and I actually would have thought it would have been interesting for her to be in the podcast because I want to ask her a question because I think the women in general, and I've noticed that the women at the open mics are a little bit more trusting of me, and my curiosity is it because I'm married?
Yeah.
And they feel like he's fine.
Yeah.
He's not going to try and
any
fuck me
danger.
because
He's
he's
not-
married. Yeah.
So, because she came right up, hey, do you mind if I get a ride? And it's always weird as a married guy. First off, my truck's never prepared for any rides. You've seen it when you asked me for a ride.
Well, it's
we
a work truck.
had to go through a whole thing of cleaning it out and getting you in there, right?
It's a work truck.
I had to do the same shit, so it was embarrassing. But what am I gonna tell her? No,
Kyle.
it's not a big deal. Just give her a fucking ride.
Yeah.
So I was curious about that, because women, I've noticed, to me, they're just like, since I've been married, are fucking. Do they like me, or do they just think, he's not?
No,
gonna try
of
to
course
fuck
they
me?
feel. Of course they know. Once they find out you're married, of course they're gonna feel safe around you. Like this guy's not gonna try and fuck me because he's married. Like they automatically feel like people like me and Tim and Kyle and Willie's
Aggressive ass
Willie's
motherfuckers.
not on the market, but they know when a motherfucker isn't taken, he out there hunting. Hello, even some of them that are. Even some of them that are out there.
I think the fact that you are married kind of makes them. I don't know. I feel like a lot of women gravitate toward married men because they feel like they might be willing to be they could be that second woman, or I don't know. I feel
That's the
I feel
bad
anti.
women. I think them are the bad girls.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a group of bad girls who are going to want to get close to him to see if they could fuck the married man.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, like these comic bitches, because they weird anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Plus,
Yeah,
they're getting
yeah.
hit on a constant basis, so they kind of don't need. They don't want it.
When they hear he's married, they're like, finally, somebody that's not going to try to fuck me. Will you give me a ride?
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Conversation.
Well,
You
also,
can have an honest conversation. with
also,
them.
it's kind of like it happens with when guys are in relationships too, because then if he's in a relationship or a marriage and it's successful, then at least he's like spoken for her. She doesn't have to do the legwork of finding out whether or not this guy's crazy and why he's single. Like what's behind all this? No, if he's married, it's like, all right, you're already good. Obviously you got something going on, right? Like
It's that thing where I was talking to my friend's wife yesterday, and I was like, I don't mind riding the bus, and then I realized, and then she's like, yeah, but because no one tries to fuck you, like every time you get on the bus, and whatever it is, Jeremy, it's just the opposite of a stranger trying to fuck you on a bus.
by the way.
Jermaine Dupree, that's what I said.
Say Jeremy.
Jeremy, I think you said Jeremy. That's all
Thanks
good.
everybody. That was
I just
Tim
want
Miller.
people. Yeah, thanks,
Your
Tim.
name's my name.
Yeah, just trying to give.
The other.
Oh, yeah. His name is actually Jeremy. I never call him Jeremy.
No, it's
I'll
always
always
Jim
call him
Beam.
Jim Beam. When you keep saying Jim Beam, I'm like, who the fuck is Jim Beam?
Right here.
He's an actual descendant.
He's the only one that calls me Jim Beam too. It's not like
bro.
it's
No, we're all calling you Jim Beam.
whatever.
Bro.
That's true.
There you
right?
go.
You're an actual descendant.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Found that out recently.
I have ties to the Hershey family somehow, like way, but they don't recognize Easter. It's my grandmother's. My mom's maiden name's Colette. I think my grandmother's maiden name was Brown Sword, and somehow that shit.
Brown Sword?
Yeah.
Brown Sword's the best last name I've ever fucking
Jim Beam
And that
does
shit
not.
somehow links back to Hershey.
The ancient African warrior, Brown Sword.
Willie Mack and his Brown Sword.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing, Tim. I didn't want to be the one to say that though. I'm like Brown Sword.
White slave shit off the coast of Africa.
Mr. Brown
before
Sword.
the lead port. Fucking Brown Sword.
Brown Sword.
Easter is 1/18 black. There we have it, folks.
You know what's funny about that is that like all my black friends have always joked about it, right? And so on Facebook, I've always thought I was like the only Easter. I was like, there might be one more Easter family. It's such a unique name, dude. Everybody I've ever met has always been like, dude, I've never met an Easter. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
come to find out, there's a black family with the last name Easter, and they've all added me on Facebook. Everyone, so shouts out to the black family, the black Easter family. I love y'all
Black
motherfuckers.
Easter.
Black Easter.
Bang, bang, bang.
Who's
You know what I'm
that?
saying?
Who's that? Well, that's Cousin Easter.
Uncle Easter.
That's Cuzzo. Them good old silent moments. Tim's rolling us a blunt. Tim
Hell
is
yeah, dude.
Tim
I got
rolled
a
that shit.
lighter.
I said he's rolling this one. He already rolled it. That motherfucker can roll a blunt so fast, bro.
That shit was quick.
That shit was quick as fuck.
Damn.
Your fingers are fucked up looking. I'll tell you that. As a carpenter, man.
Yeah, but
I told you.
Up from doing like work.
But no,
I-
like they're naturally stained or something
They're
weird.
not
Like
stained, there's
yeah,
just
they
a lot of scars.
no, there's like dark spots in them. Is what I'm saying. That's just maybe that is dirt. It doesn't look like dirt, but it's actually dark. It's just like you have
I'm
dark.
I'm a very dark skin.
You're kind of spotted like Kyle. It's the opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't be trying to scheme up on my steez over here. I came up with spots first, you dirty motherfucker.
Jermaine's just now looking at
And
Kyle
I-
now.
and you know
He's like,
what?
What's up with these bad
What happened to
skin
you?
habits?
And,
Wow.
and you know what? You
Just
don't have
spotted
a
out.
microphone.
Spotted
Yeah, I
out
got-
over here.
I got vitiligo. It's a
Jermaine and Willie
Thank-
they got the best skin up here, both of them. This
Thank
motherfucker's
you.
completely tan, completely brown.
Beautiful.
You know, I got freckles. He's got
I got
dirty
scars.
hands.
I
Yeah.
don't have dirty hands. Butts. So I came out here, my hands were getting slandered. And I was like, oh, you know, it's got a bunch of dirty hands. Tim McGorry and Pam. I'm like, no, that's fucking Pam with an inch of dirt under his fucking, you know that's
No, I did. I told him that
My finger said
we had an
finger.
intervention with Pam about his fingernails the other
His
day.
name
oh,
is
you just
Pam.
pull him into the side like
I
Patrick
had the whole
Alexander
nail
Miller.
ripped off one time 'cause
No
the nail got
shit.
Too long. And then I
The more you know.
The more you know, Jim. He said, no shit.
So what happened at the end of this intervention?
He clipped them.
Oh, that was the only problem that he
He
didn't
washed his hands.
Well,
yeah,
dude.
he finally washed his hands.
Yeah, they were like, there was like a. I was saying, shit. I was like, motherfucker, you got night crawlers living under your fingernail. I was like, if I threw some water on your hands, a little tree might grow out of your finger,
sick.
motherfucker. You have Groot. I was like, you can have 5 Groots in them.
I'm not sure if you've ever cleaned shrimp before, but it looked like the fecal matter on the shrimp spine. That's what it looked like. Just all crazy.
Tim went there.
Yeah, I was dogging. I went on like a fingernail roast battle with him, and it was hilarious. And then he clipped them and cleaned them, and they'll be back to that. He trims weed. He fucks with weed. That's why.
Resin just gets under his nails and then
All that
gets
shit.
debris,
Yep.
picks it up like it's
And
sticky
you
pad.
know they have outdoor shit, so he has to actually fuck with the dirt. Some of it is probably soil, you know, fucking.
Don't make excuses for the motherfucker. Let's keep making fun of him.
That motherfucker had so much dirt under his fingernails. There was children around him trying to play in there like a.
Children love dirt.
Hey, that spick and span
They
clan
just
thing that you
rescued
gave
some
me last night
minors.
worked in front of a
his
bunch of
fingernails.
snowflakes, man. It was actually very gratifying. I was
Really?
like, that's why I texted you back. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I've been working on this joke, and Easter gave me the joke is I'll join the Klan, because if they let the Mexicans in, we can double up. They only got 200,000. Anyway, I don't want to do the whole joke. Yeah. The punchline is we could call it the Spick and Span Klan. That was his punchline. I couldn't get people to laugh at it until the Spick and Span line, and it was very gratifying. So I wanted to say thank you, man.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
He's got some good
That's
jokes.
what I'm here for. That's what
Spick works on two levels.
Spick and Span.
If you ever need,
and they clean.
if you ever need your
jokes,
if you ever need your jokes, touched up, he always knows a good racism. Just a little, throw it in there. You could always you count on Easter to punch up your racist joke. Oh yeah.
I got a lot of racist jokes. So yeah, we'll keep talking, Easter.
I got to show you all this. I saw this. This was in the news at Charlottesville at the riots. There was a black guy, KKK.
No way. That's what's his name? What was Dave Chappelle's character's name?
Bigsby.
That's Clayton Bigsby.
So the black people
That's
have
gotta
been
be fake, dude.
Whether it's fake or not.
That's hilarious.
Somebody photoshopped that.
That's awesome.
Is it photoshopped? Because it's been circling the internet.
This is what I want to say about something about that too. I see the rebel flag in there.
Yeah.
Is another thing I was just talking about.
It's the shade. That could be
I was talking about a while ago.
Well, we definitely know it ain't a white dude.
A lot of black people and snowflakes, and they've been coming up and asking me shit lately. Trying to just to argue. It's just to argue. Dude asked me last night, "You're from the South. What do you think about them taking away the rebel flag?" How long ago did they do that anyway? Right?
while.
And I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, for one, I always thought, this is the only thing I thought about that flag was it was cool. And I said, and the reason why I thought it was cool was because when I was a kid and we were learning the state flags, that was our fucking state flag. That's all it meant to me. Was our state flag looked cooler than the other ones, I thought. You know what I'm saying? I was like, matter of fact, there's a fucking well-known and well-respected comic in town by the name of Jerron Horton who has a bit about how cool the fucking rebel flag looks like. He said that it looks like if America was an XFL team. And I've always been jealous of that joke because I love it. And I'm like, I wish I'd have thought of that shit. And so I'm telling dude last night, I was like, and then his little snowflake buddy goes, actually, if you like that flag, it means you're just a loser because the South lost. I said, okay, yeah, they lost the war. But my mom and dad didn't have the flag in our house and say, this is because the fucking Confederate soldiers and shit. I was like, for one, my dad was born in California, raised in Arkansas, moved to Atlanta. He don't give a fuck about none of that. Yeah. You know? I was like, the only reason I liked that rebel flag was because I thought it looked cool.
Plus, people forget it was on the Dukes of Hazzard car,
and it was on the
I
Dukes
thought
of
it was
Hazzard
cool.
car. I
As a kid, I had no fucking idea. I had no idea about the South or the North. I was a kid, and I just thought that fucking car is the baddest fucking car ever. And those two dudes and that sister of theirs.
Yeah, that car jumped rivers. Their sister had her ass cheeks out.
Drove into zero crowds.
You know what I'm saying?
That car never drove into a single crowd. That generally never drove into a single fucking crowd.
Great point. So when they like I said, and it reiterates back on what I said earlier too. I don't know if you was in here. It was like I said that when black people go after things, or not even just black people, but the little weak lefties or whatever, because I don't know enough to say the political shit. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? So
I'll clear it up for you.
When all them people go after things like statues and flags, I'm like, that ain't helping the fucking overall thing, because when they take that statue down in Charlottesville, black people are still gonna get pulled over the next day. Hello? Yeah. Right.
It's true. But at the same time, it's not like the mayor it went through the mayor and through the governor before it got taken down. We've been trying to. We know our votes don't count like that for them to have been wanting to take that shit down. Because we over here parading about it. No, the mayor made a request to the governor, and then they took it down. The mayor was white. So,
and the thing I said too was, who cares too? Well, like for the white people who are all upset about it, you got to ask yourself, what did that statue do for you? The same way you're saying to black people, how did it affect you? All you do is drive by it, blah, blah, blah. Same with you, white people. it ain't helping you. You don't walk out every morning and salute the fucking statue, motherfuckers. So get over it. It was a statue.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was talking about earlier. It ain't like it's a Michael Jordan statue or a statue of a badass lion or it's some great tree that's been alive for decades, centuries, right? And they're trying to cut it down. It's a goddamn statue. The Mayans didn't build it. The Native Americans didn't build it. Fuck it.
Right.
Billy built it probably.
You know what it is? It's about but I do get there's one of the clan, the leader of the clan that they were trying to get take down, or one of that the founders of the clan. It's just about what the statue inspires. Mm-hmm. When Trump treated that bullshit, he was like, fucking, what's next? George Washington? Well, he also has. I'm like, well, yeah. But George Washington's statue doesn't inspire slavery so much as an independent, vigor. Whereas it's the statue of the guy who founded the fucking Klan. Fuck that guy. Why is that statue there?
Well, okay, yeah. The founder of the Klan should not have a statue. That's completely out of bounds.
He should not have a statue according to our
the founder of the Ku Klux Klan.
According to our standards today. But my attitude is the fucking statue's there. It's a part of history. You leave it alone. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people and a lot of statues that were built. We don't know what their history was. We don't know what George Washington used to do behind closed doors. And because of that, you don't start saying we're going to take down this statue. We're going to start taking down that statue. We're going to take down this statue. This is what communist countries did to erase history. And it's not good for anybody. It doesn't help black people. It doesn't help. I got a guy that I work with. His name's Dominic. He's a black dude. And he is constantly talking about all the suffering that black people went through. And I go, how much suffering? And I ask him this point blank to his face. I would ask you, how much suffering did you go through? Were you a slave? No. All right. Now, you need to focus on is how to make your life better, how to be successful in your life. You live in a country where illegal aliens can come here and buy homes and live successfully. You know why? Because they don't get caught up in the bullshit. They get here, they got a mission. They're going to go to work, they're going to buy a house, and they're going to provide for their families. And if you focus on that rather than bitching and whining about some bullshit statue that none of us ever thought of until a couple hundred people gathered together and one person died over bullshit, man. The end of the day, it was all meaningless, and it didn't help anybody. Well, you can take down all the statues. It's not going to make anybody's life better.
Black people and people of color are systematically shot more and thrown more in jail. And so, yeah, maybe individuals can pick themselves up, but it's talking about picking people, a group of people up as a whole. This isn't a movement for one person. This isn't a Colin Kaepernick, hoorah. No, this is people as a whole getting themselves together and as a community being better. And
yeah, but it takes both sides. And what I mean by that is I hear a lot of black people and people of color and even white people that want to be, on the black team and want to have y'all's appraisal. They get up here and all they talk about is white people, our history. They tell me that my history. They look at me and say my history. And my response to that is my history didn't start until 1980, homeboy. Period. Point period blank. Yeah. And in that period of time, never owned a person, ever. Mm-hmm. Only a pet. Cat, dog, had a fish a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So what motherfuckers did before I was born, I don't give a fuck. That ain't shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
See, no,
I know people have it rough. I know other motherfuckers have it rough, but so did I. You know, I grew up in a trailer park. Before that, a neighborhood called Liberty Heights. You could still look that neighborhood up. Yeah. It's still a menace down there,
See, my perspective on everything, no, we were not slaves. No, at least I wasn't a slave and all that other stuff. But I went to school with KKKs. We would have race fights at least every other month. And the people that got arrested were the black folks. I've been pulled over. I've gone through some of the stuff of that. Now,
but why did you get pulled over?
He was black.
Okay, I had my first time, 2004, out here in California. I had a 2003 Cadillac DeVille. I got pulled over because apparently it's illegal to have a air freshener hanging from your car in California because it's obstructing your view. That's why I got pulled over.
Wow.
Never got a ticket. Never got anything from it. After that, he's like, he wants to see my license and registration because I was a black guy with this brand new Cadillac DeVille with chrome rims on it, and it was the factory chrome rim. It wasn't like the spinners or any of these 24 inches. It wasn't none of that. That's the first time I got pulled over. Second time, I mean, I can go through a list of it, but I had some balloons in my car. I was taking some balloons. I had an 84 Camaro out here as well, and I had these balloons in my car. Got pulled over for that. Obstructing the view, same type of thing. And, yeah, never got a ticket. I never got a ticket any of the 5 times I got pulled over. They want to see license and registration. I got pulled over for once because I fit a description. And, yeah, I've gone through that shit. It sucks.
Oh, yeah, the racial profile and all that shit is real, dog. That shit is real as a fucking
Racism
real can be.
exists. The
Hell
Nazis,
yeah, all
just
that
the
shit.
Nazis. I hate Nazis.
Think about being me right now. Think about being me right now, bro.
Try
The way
being me
I
and say
look-
what I'm saying.
The way I look and sound, they think I'm saying the shit you're saying. You know what I'm talking about? They don't even listen to the things I say.
You
half
guys
the
are the
time.
real victims
They listen
here.
to a clip. They listen
You're
to a couple of
racist.
clips. You know, they like listen to. They'll hear me say a few words and it'll trigger motherfuckers. It's like you didn't even listen to the rest of what I say.
No.
I don't defend myself though.
Let
You know?
me say something to that, because yesterday I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, John Parr. You probably know he is a comic, and he says he called me a racist, said I was a racist, right? Now he didn't say it in a mean way. He goes, but sometimes you say racist shit, and I go, calling black people and white people and Asians out on their bullshit isn't fucking racist. In fact, it's the opposite of racist. I've been saying that forever. If I talk to you and I don't make any excuses for you because you're black, then I'm talking to you as an equal, as a man. The same way, why can I yell at Dominic, who works for me, right? One time I was yelling at him at a job site, and people were looking, there's this guy yelling at a black dude. He's probably a racist. No, he's my employee, and he fucked up. And that's why he's getting yelled at. And if he was a Mexican, he's white, he would have got yelled at for the same reason. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, this whole thing that we're going to hold this group to a different standard than this group, because this group was oppressed at some point in history. I don't think it's good for that particular group, and it's not good for anybody. What I mean is, for example, even affirmative action, which is insulting to me, because I don't need your fucking handout. Like, I look at a white dude, it's like, I don't need your handout so that I can get an advantage that you wouldn't get because you happen to be white. This is why I'm against all that shit, because I'm your equal. And black people are my equal. So if I'm yelling at you, it ain't because you're black. It's because you said some dumb shit, and you should know better. And I'm dealing with this because I have a baby who's half black, who's going to be told he's a victim. He's going to be told, oh, you can't you're going to get pulled over. We can joke about it and everything, but the fact of the matter is I don't want him growing up with that attitude.
I don't think you're racist, but I think it's more so. I had this not a similar discussion, but a similar discussion with someone, and it was like, oh, white folks were just not giving the black folks jobs because of affirmative action, blah, blah, blah. This ain't bullshit. I'm like, it's not that these white people are not trying to hire black people. I just think a lot of white people just don't care to hire black people, because there's black people that don't even want to live in black neighborhoods. There's black people that's like, oh, I'll turn around sometimes when I see a black person following me at night. I mean, I get where you're kind of coming from, but at the same time, you're not looking out for black because you don't care. I understand it's this man-to-man thing. It's like, why do they want to take these statues down? It doesn't do nothing for them. They weren't slaves. It's like, yeah, but it's this whole thing of, I guess unfortunately we're in America and we be caring about other motherfuckers. So that's where a lot of this shit is coming from. Fine, you got you a half black baby. I never dated a white person, never kissed, never had sex. I kind of wish I did, but I knew that a lot of white women are.
So your dick's racist.
My dick is racist. That's exactly what it is. That's where I was going with this, Tim.
All right, go.
But no, it's just like you want someone to kind of sympathize where you're coming from every once in a while, not just here's some handouts. Because I do well by myself. I make a lot of money. I bought homes in St. Louis. I got property out here. I do well, and I was homeless 5 years ago out here, asking people to sleep on their couches. I slept on the bus bench. I understand that shit. But at the same, I'm not looking for a handout. But at the same time, there is plenty of times where there's a law that just passed. The government is passing a law for Hollywood to have more diverse shows because they understand the heads of these CBSs and networks are not necessarily looking for black shows, and we want a show on the air.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then they see how explosive Tyler Perry and Atlanta's market is.
Blackish wasn't enough.
And that's what they're doing. Yeah, they're jumping on the fucking train. It took Tyler Perry to pave that path. That's the thing that people listen. This is the thing
Tyler
that
Perry
people
revolutionized
are quick
filmmaking,
to overlook
truth
with
be
black
told.
people is the fact that they always have to blaze their own path. Think about that, bro.
All right.
That's where, that's like, I hate white privilege. I hate that fucking word and all that shit because I've never had it, but it is out there for a lot of white people. They've had their fucking path paid for them since the day they were sperm in a nutsack, bro. Hello?
Was that because of money or was that because of whiteness?
That's because of their goddamn, they're all, you can link it back to everything. They were
they got a
white
net
when it
of
was
people.
right. Think about that. There's a time when it wasn't cool to not be white. All right,
It was
so
pretty
your
rough.
family didn't have a fucking chance in hell of being up here. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, they've always had to blaze their own motherfucking path.
But that's
a
always
prime
been this
example right
country.
there. Listen, there was no. Everybody knows, dude. Everybody knows. The Wayans brothers did a lot with In Living Color. Fucking shit like that. And then the Wayans Brothers show was a great show, but it couldn't stay because it's two black guys. You know what I'm saying? They made them have that little fucking beginning, we're colored, which was funny, but I bet they didn't like that shit in all reality.
Hey,
Check it out. They had to blaze that path. Then for the longest, there was no more black shows until Tyler Perry came around in Atlanta. And now what? Hollywood just passed the fucking bill where they got to start giving black people more of a chance. That would have never happened if Tyler Perry wouldn't have made so much
All right,
noise
so
over there.
I think that we should put up a Tyler Perry statue. What the fuck? Let's do that, and then check
we
this
go.
out. We'll take all the other statues that we don't want there anymore, and we'll put them in museums. If we want to know about history, it's simple. You go to a place where they teach you about stuff.
But
it's a big room. It's a big building.
Listen, I think everybody makes excuses for themselves, and it's a natural thing to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know it's frustrating because they have so much ammo. Everybody has a lot of ammo. Hell, you can't argue with a Jew about a lot of shit. They have there's entire bloodlines of Jewish people who was wiped out, and they'll never exist again. There's last names that'll never exist again. So everybody has so much ammo. It's just frustrating for somebody that's just straight up white like me. I don't know my heritage. I've never done a fucking DNA tracker or none of that shit. What the hell can I say? Because they always say your people did this, your history. That's always the fucking hand and finger that gets pointed at me, and it's like, motherfucker, I had nothing to do with that. And then they say, well, that sounds racist to some people. When I say that shit, I had nothing to do with it. Well, I fucking didn't. You know what I'm saying? I was playing with Transformers and G.I. Joes, motherfucker. I didn't care if my G.I. Joe was black. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't painting them white with goddamn fingernail polish. Are you kidding me?
G.I. Joes of all race, color, and creed.
Except for the Minesweeper. Fuck that guy. You always put him off to the side.
Can I address that whole thing about the law that passed in Hollywood? That to me is the most ridiculous. I'd never heard of that, and I would have to read the law to know how to comment. But the idea of passing a law so that networks would look at black people, to me, is so ridiculous to me, because Tyler Perry is that example of saying we don't fucking need any laws. We just need to do our own thing.
Well, they do out
and
here.
Eventually, if it's quality,
Tyler Perry had to go to Atlanta because he didn't need them laws out there. He snuck up on Atlanta, bro. Like I've told people a million times. I tell these guys all the time. They've heard me say it. I'm not a comic like you guys are a comic, which means I didn't grow up idolizing comedy, studying comedy. It wasn't my favorite thing my whole life. Sports and rap was my favorite fucking things my whole life. All right? Because we don't have that dream in Georgia. On the East Coast, we don't have that fucking mountain right down the road with them letters on it. Okay? So Tyler Perry snuck up on Atlanta. They didn't know what the fuck that was happening to them until he done it. And he had his studio built. And he was on TBS. And he was fucking banging out numbers. And then bang, 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 son. Out here in Hollywood, it's already so established, they seen that shit coming a mile away. Oh, black guy trying to make his way, fucking pop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's
that's
not just
why they gotta have it, like it or not, bro. That's why they gotta have that shit out here.
And
I
it's
don't
not
think
just
it's gonna
black content. It's
I
for
think it will
diverse content, not just for. It's not
I think
just
it will help because the Wayans brothers. You see, Marlon got another show again. Them dudes are good, man. They're always.
I'm not denying that they're any
the
good.
second that
What
shit
I-
passes, they're gonna be right back in the door. Boom! Martin Lawrence, he out here. He gonna be right back in. Cedric the Entertainer, right back in the door, bro. They're good. They're good on TV, man.
They're gonna be good because they're good. They're not gonna be good because of some bullshit ass law. Is what I'm saying.
No, that law's gonna give them
slid
the
by.
opportunity. That they ain't gonna be having. Said ain't gonna have to do the fucking Monday show at the Improv anymore. He's back on TV.
What's the name of the law? I gotta look this shit
don't
up
know.
because this sounds like.
Just
so
type
fun.
in.
But yo,
we're
we
at
running
1
out of
hour.
time, so check this out. Fucking,
Pass it
let's
around.
give our goddamn plugs and
Yeah.
avails and where you gonna be and all that
Just
bullshit.
go.
You know what I'm saying?
All
Start it
right,
out.
Yeah, go Tim.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're shooting something next weekend. It's going to be like a game show thing, and I'm going to be hosting it. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll have some details to follow with that, probably on my Twitter. Yeah. No, it is. I'm cutting it together. It's going to be a thing I put out. I'm at Timbo Magori and at Magori-esque. Also, if you're in California area, come on out. What is it, the 2nd? Saturday, September 2nd for the Marty's.
Oh yeah, Marty Showcase.
The Marty Showcase. I will be featured on that and having a great old time.
I'll be on stage rapping.
Racist?
What's up, everybody? I'm Jermaine. I'm Mexican, so I can't be racist, right?
I'd buy that.
No, I have a podcast. It's called the Scorched Earth Podcast, and you guys want to hear more very offensive but hilarious shit, go on my podcast, man. Scorched Earth, where I don't give a fuck what people say, dude. I will say whatever the fuck I want.
Ironically, a scorched
And I-
earth would be all black.
Bang,
bang, bang.
You gonna have to change the title now.
Describe as the Mexican.
You guys can't tell because this is audio, but we're going around in a circle. My name's Kyle Henson. You can find me online at I Got Kyle. Pretty much everything at symbol I Got Kyle. And just don't follow me in real life.
Hey, I'm Willie Mack, WILLIEMACC. See what I'm up to? You know, stand up, buying homes, property, and some fun shit like
Kia
that.
commercials.
Got Kia commercials.
Humble motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
He does headshots for all the comedians in town that might, swallow your pride and listen
Right?
to this podcast.
This guy's good.
Willie Mack. He does. He does headshots.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead, Jermaine. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Guys, find me on Facebook. Jermaine, Jermyn. Looks like German. I know. Last name is Para. And send me a friend request, man. You know, I'll like your profile pic.
Cool. All right,
I need more friends than my friends.
I'm Jeremy Beam at Jeremy Beam on all social media, producing this guy. Willie Mack. Sarah was on the plane. If anyone's flying Delta from LAX to Miami, check out the in-flight commercials, and you will see Willie Mack
Hell yeah.
on there.
Willie
That is
Mack
true.
on the Delta
She
flight
saw you-
commercial.
She saw you twice.
I'm booking
On one
10%
flight,
off.
she saw you twice. It was like, oh, shit, I know that guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Told y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
So, he's out there.
Is this the last one before Mayweather?
And you can see me and Willie Mack on the court
Hey.
fucking people up every Wednesday.
yeah.
Boy, they couldn't
Hey,
fuck
two
with
more.
us this Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
Dog.
Hey.
Hey, they don't like it when we and the Mac Man are on the same team. Just put it that way. Mayweather in 5.
Hey,
was gonna say 4 or
with
5.
that being said, that's next Saturday. Are we,
We going to
But with
shouts
this-
out to Casey Case Day. We coming your way for the motherfucking Mayweather melee.
It's
Hello,
gonna be a
bang, bang, bang.
Mayweather decision.
Shouts out to some bad
That's not
motherfuckers.
me.
Let me
I
see.
didn't know what the fuck that was.
Big Thumb, Terry Oz Warrior, Ookie Spooky,
me.
Token Lair, J Rama from Another Mama, fucking Greg Johnson, Keith Miller, Roger One Nut
not me at
Lopez,
all.
Onion Ring Man, motherfucking Barbecue Man, Mystical Pistol, BC Fleazy, Bober, Texas, T-Dog, Texas. Just in case you didn't know, it's none of your business. Who me and Willie Mack be fucking up in Sal's Paradise? What?
Hell yeah.
Who else is on that list?
Lovely wife Summer.
Eric Portwood and your lovely wife Summer, right? James
Mom Easter.
Alexander and your mom Peggy Clevenger. Little Shane, Shane Gang, Steven fucking Johnson, motherfucking mom and dad. I love y'all to death. I said Oz Warrior.
Or Cloudy and Rowdy at gmail.com. Keep them coming.
Cloudy and Rowdy podcast on iTunes.
Like and
Hell yeah.
review. Rate.
420 Pear Smoke, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 420 in the Van of Life.
Fuck it. Shut up and listen.
All right.
Bang, bang, bang.